Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer!
Hello,
right. Boring Review Nation!
Kind of pointless.
We know all things.
All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Joey there.
Nick there.
And we are here for another...
David Mitchell's Soapbox.
Is that a high five thing?
No,
Or
it's
just-
a pachoo.
Oh, a pachoo. I love pachoos. They're my favorite snack. And for David Mitchell, we have reacted to a few of his videos, and we really appreciate the response we've got. We appreciate you supporting us and checking out those videos. Thank you so much. We are checking out which one today?
Haircut.
I love it.
Okay, so my students
The
always
sound
make fun of me
effects.
because as they say, they're like, you're all about like the sound effects. I'm always making sound effects in class. Just let me be. But I'm really interested to see what he says about this because I'm sure you get this too. But whenever kids get haircuts, if the girls chop off a lot of hair, it's the same reaction the boys. But if the girls just chop off an inch or so, there's no reaction. But every single time I feel like my male students get a haircut or the girls really, really chop off their hair, it's always the hood comes up.
So embarrassed.
They sit in class and they're like, I don't want to take it off. I don't want to take it off. And it's dress code. Like, you can't wear your hood on in class. And so it's like, I'm sorry, you got to take it off. And yes, it's that like their hood just sits like right here.
But I see it all the time, and it is pretty funny because a lot of times with the guys, like they just cut like that much because it was short before and it's got a little shorter and they're still
So
look
much
exactly
like,
the same.
It looks good. It looks good.
But this is the thing that I've noticed. I'm always particular about my hair. I think most people are.
Yes.
It's our hair. But and like if I go outside and it's windy and I come back in and my hair is kind of this or that. Because that's how my dad's always didn't have a lot of hair, but it was always kind of like disheveled, and I was always kind of like, oh, Dad, brush your hair. But when I look in the mirror, I notice it's off a little bit. I get like really kind of embarrassed. But for the most part, when you see anybody else's hair, if it's messy or if it's brushed, we don't ever pay attention.
No, you don't.
Nobody cares. Like I have kids in my class, they have like messy hair. And to me, I don't ever even think of it. And I'm a pretty cynical person. So it's funny how much attention we put to ourselves. Funny about haircuts is our oldest son absolutely hates them.
Oh,
I've never met a
gosh.
person who hate haircuts more.
It is such a fight.
It's like we are saying we're going and we're going to amputate your arm. He hates it every single time. Sorry, Jackson. Love you to death. But it's true. Let us know. Do you hate haircuts too? Because I can't imagine he's the only person in the world that does. Do you love haircuts? Do you hate them? Are you indifferent? Let us know. But I'm excited to find what David Mitchell has to say about it. If you like our reaction... Oh, sorry.
I was just saying it's interesting because our youngest son loves haircuts. He's always asking to do his haircut.
Yeah, he can care less about him.
It's all about him. But yes, if you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you just love our channel, please subscribe. It really helps us out. And if you want more of our videos and to know when they're being posted, hit that notification bell.
Is it fun? How is that medicine tasting?
Oh, I don't mind it. Do it with me, Nick.
I don't know what you're doing. But... Yum, 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 yum.
Oh, see, you got it.
I know everything. Here we smell. I know everything besides the things I don't know.
I hate getting my hair cut. I don't have a
I
regular
love his
place
little
I go.
locations
I don't know
he
why
goes to.
not. Obviously, what I ought to have done the last time someone cut my hair more or less competently and kept his or her mouth shut throughout is say, right, you, I want you to cut my hair this time every month from now until one of us dies. But I've never had the wit to do that, so every time I have to choose somewhere anew. And I can't tell you the number of times I've refused at the final fence, got right up to the door before shying away and coming up with a trumped-up reason to leave it until tomorrow. Like, looks like being a chilly night. I'll need the extra hair to keep the tops of my ears warm. When I do finally get inside and they ask me, how long is it since you last had it cut, I always hear it as an accusation, like when the dentist asks you, and have to fight an impulse to lie. Especially as I usually have no idea how long it's been. Somewhere between 6 weeks and 4 months, usually. However long it takes hair to go from looking a bit too short to far too long. That long. Then they ask, how would you like it? To which all I can think is, like this, but less so. This is where I envy
like
people
this,
who have
but
their
less.
heads shaved, because they can literally order by number, like at a Chinese restaurant. A number 2 or a number 5. Surely we could extend that system to all haircuts, so I could go in, ask for a number 143F, and know that I'm getting precisely what I got last time. And then the actual grisly business begins. And the procedure's always slightly different, which unnerves me. For instance, some places wet the hair with that plant squirter type thing. Some places don't. Well, does it need to be wet or not? Because either I'm being
it
unnecessarily
does.
squirted with water half the time, or I'm getting shoddy service the other half, and neither of those are good things. Worse still, sometimes they want to wash your hair, which you will be amazed to learn I hate. But you can't, or at least I assume you can't, turn it down, because it's not clear whether it's meant for your benefit or theirs. Is it supposed to be a delightful bonus? Not only a haircut, but even a hair wash. Hooray! Or is it for their sake, because they shouldn't be expected to have to put their hands into the greasy thatch I've just walked in off the street with, without combing out some of the more obvious bugs and bits of twig first? If it's for my benefit, I definitely don't want it. Someone is proposing to wash me for money. That makes me uncomfortable. Apart from hairdressers, I've not been washed by anyone but my parents, and that not for some considerable time. And then at the end, they hold a mirror up to the back of your head and ask you if you like it, which I find rather a useful service, and have a couple of times asked for a little bit more off. Which brings me to my text for today. Why is that the part that everyone makes jokes about? Given everything that's horrible and discomforting about having your hair cut, why pick on that bit? That bit's fine. Lay off that bit. It's the whole of the rest of it that's ghastly.
That part I like. Is that it?
That's funny. That was
so short.
I have to say, at least for my hair, it always gets washed, but that's because they dye it. So they put the dye in, and then they have to wash the dye out.
It's a different experience for men and women, usually.
But they do definitely. My sister's gone to hair school. My hairdresser, I've known her since high school, went to high school together. Your hair does lay different, so you do need to get it wet to cut it for an even cut. So if your hair is not getting wet, just saying.
No, that part I understand. I was really distracted when he was in the hair.
Oh my gosh, it made me feel sick because it felt like spider legs.
I'm not going to say that much.
Spider legs, no offense.
But I was really distracted because I was trying to figure out what's going on. Is he getting a haircut? Is he blow drying it? Is it just like waving? Because he's still in the bathroom. That was really distracting. So I think I missed some of the things he was saying. I'm not going to lie. But for the most part, he was talking obviously about haircuts. And a lot of the things he had talked about, especially at the very beginning, him not liking it, we had kind of mentioned with our son or other things. Yeah. Not my favorite of his bits so far. Probably my least favorite so far. It still has some funny parts that made me chuckle, this or that. But at the same time, it's a haircut. And the thing I like about this guy, and it's probably just the character he's creating right here, is you find out that he's very temperamental about a lot of stuff. He doesn't like a lot of stuff, and man, he's got to get these things off his chest. Something as simple as a haircut. And it is pretty funny. Some people spray water, some people don't. With the plant spraying thing, he called it. Are you just not doing your job? Like, what's going on here?
I'm curious if Jackson would watch it, if he'd be like, yep. These are why I don't like my haircut, Mom.
But at the same time, like for years, I would just cut my own hair. I would just cut it all because not all, but cut it. Sometimes not just shaving it, but kind of trimming it or whatever, which is hard to do on your own. Because I realized, like, nobody really cares. Like, it's a really big thing when you're a kid or a teenager because maybe you're trying to impress the ladies or you impress the fellas or whatever it is. But at my age and my situation, I don't care, right? But I have recently gone to a haircut place just because it's easier. I just sit down and they take care of it and it looks nicer. But at the end of the day, nobody really cares. But that's my 2 cents on it. He did a great job, just not my favorite video.
Yeah, and I think there are some other ones that we could relate to a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'm still thinking about the compliments one. That was hilarious. And what was that other one? Oh my goodness gracious.
He
just went off. Oh, about the phrases and the things that we say.
Oh my gosh, you want to laugh is somebody had called out and said, but you said you could care less. And I was talking to my students and I was like, I could care less what you do. And I was like, wait, reverse. I couldn't care less what you do with the paper. But isn't
the actual phrase, I could care less? Isn't couldn't care less the wrong one?
No. I could not care less about it. Oh. I could care less means you could care more or less about it.
Yeah. Anyways.
But see.
It has a lasting
worked, yeah.
impression.
I'm correcting myself. Like, from now on when they have papers, I don't want, 120 papers thrown in my little itty bitty trash can. So I tell them, like, I don't care what you do with it, but take it home and throw it away. Like, don't throw it away in my trash can.
I still say couldn't care less. Let us know what you think about our reaction to this one. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.
Goodbye.